everyone to Movie Squad Monday Talk. I'm Harley, as always, joined by the wonderful Raven Rose
Hi, guys.
and Felix.
For the Mod Squad Movie Talk Monday. What's up?
Also, our guest host, Kevin.
What it do? What it do?
Well, we're going to start off with a moment of silence today. We have lost a few wonderful celebrities. Now we're going to head into our movie news today.
All right, check it out. We're going to go ahead and discuss all things DC today. I almost said Marvel. Ooh, Kevin would have shot me with his
Ooh.
laser eyes.
I would have walked off the set. That's what I would have done.
All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to break this up into sections here. We're going to do Shazam, The Flash, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman first.
All right.
I think, well, obviously, The Flash is going to obviously change the universes. Kevin, is this going to make a new world or is this going to be a new universe? Is there going to be a multi-world thing? How does this work?
Okay, well, Shazam is before the Flash. So Shazam, it's always been kind of like in his own world. So Shazam is staying in the DC universe. The Flash movie is Flashpoint. Flashpoint goes in and it changes the DC universe slightly. Like there's subtle changes everywhere throughout the DC universe after Flashpoint. Some characters could be older, some characters could be younger. There could be different characters playing uh, the superheroes. It just changes. I wouldn't say it changes everything, but it changes enough to where the DC universe is definitely going to be different.
What do you know about Blue Beetle? And is Blue
Yeah.
Beetle going to be part of the new universe, old universe? Is it going to be its own thing?
Blue Beetle is coming into the new universe as well. We've never had a Blue Beetle movie. Blue Beetle he's such a different type of character. It's a young kid who gets infused by a beetle looking thing from outer space, I believe. And he's just infused with it and it gives him all sorts of powers. Um, it's one of those things that it kicks off a new generation of superheroes to where I'm excited for Blue Beetle because that means we're going to get Ted Cord and we're going to get all that stuff as well. And Blue Beetle and another character that we're going to be talking about later in this show are actually best friends, and I'm excited to see a team up at some point.
And our first Hispanic superhero out there, no?
Yes, that is correct. He is a Hispanic superhero. I'm excited for it. I'm here for anything Blue Beetle.
And Aquaman, that's also going to be in the U universe, then, right?
I believe Aquaman is staying in the new universe. I don't think that they're going to change actors. I think Momoa is going to stay as Aquaman. So I'm excited.
for Aquaman.
I'm excited for that. I have a picture with myself with him. That is a man. That
You
is
know
a
what, dude? I don't
man.
think you've ever showed me that.
Um,
Oh, I'm so
I,
jealous.
I will have to take a
Oh.
picture of it and we'll flash it right now.
Bing.
But
I,
yeah, that guy that's a dude. He's a straight up dude.
I've been
Like a,
watching Stargate Atlantis again, and I love watching him on there.
he's a really cool guy.
All right. So moving on to the GunnVerse, from the Snyderverse to the GunnVerse.
Hmm.
We'll go ahead and we'll take these. We'll take the top row: Batman, The Brave and the Bold, Superman Legacy, and Authority. Kevin,
Okay.
we all know who Batman and Superman is. anything on the Authority, or is that something Raven Rose is going to have to jump in on?
Raven's going to have to jump in on that. I'm not quite sure what the Authority is. I do kind of want to touch on Batman where they're starting with this though, because Batman, this story, The Brave and the Bold, is going to be the story of Damian Wayne, his son, his actual son from Talia Ghul. Damian Wayne, this is the first time I think we're ever going to get Damian on screen, and Damian is my favorite Robin of all. So I wanted to touch on that.
We're going to touch on all of them individually, but
Mhm.
yeah, about the Batman, I'm hearing the storyline is he didn't even know he had a son until he's about 10 years old.
He
And
didn't.
he was raised with Talia al Ghul and to be an assassin. And
He
that
was
just goes
raised
against everything Batman is about. So
He was
that's going to
raised
be
by the League of the Assassins. His grandfather is Ra's al Ghul. He was actually raised to be the head of the demon, which is what Ra's al Ghul is. He was going to take Ra's al Ghul's place as the head of the demon. The whole legion there of ninjas. He was going to control that, but Talia didn't want that for him, and he basically let him know that Batman's his son, and Batman took him under his wing. And Damian is constantly struggling with being the assassin that he was trained to be since birth, and who Batman is. No killing. So this is I'm excited for it.
It sounds
I
exciting.
also hear, do you think possibly Nightwing, Dick Grayson, is
Mhm.
going to pop up in here and maybe be a conflict between him and Damien since Batman pretty much raised
If
Dick?
if they go by the comics, actually Dick and Damien are really good friends. Like they're almost best friends.
All right, is Superman Legacy?
Superman Legacy, I think, is going to be a new story. I don't think it's really based off of a comic. I heard maybe All Star Superman, but it's Superman with his confliction of being a Kryptonian and raised here on Earth. He's conflicted on the balance that he needs to have, and I think instead of it being an Earth-based story, I think we're going to get a lot of out there in the galaxies type quest as well, which I'm excited for. We don't really get that in a whole lot of Superman movies, so I hope that they bring that into Superman because he don't only protect Earth; he protects everything.
And there is no Henry Cavill on it. They're going to have a brand new Superman.
It's going to be a younger Superman. I think they may go with like a new 52 type version Superman. Just hope they don't give him the collar. I hate the collar from the new 52 Superman. So we'll see what the suit looks like. But I'm okay with it being a different Superman, especially after Flashpoint. Like I said, things
It's going
change.
to change everything.
Yeah, and let's face it, a younger Superman who's conflicted, it makes it for more of a different story anyway that I don't think Cavill could have done.
Yeah, I should have stated off the top that Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill are not coming back for the Gunverse. What I like about the first two titles, the world's already set. There's no origin story. They're
Hmm.
already Superman, Batman. We see them in this world. Is there like a world one, two? Again, is this the same as the old one, or is it a new universe where
This is
anyone can be anything?
this is I believe it's the same Earth Prime, to where they're on. It's just like after Flashpoint. Flashpoint's kind of hard to describe without going through a whole bunch of things. But basically, Barry Allen changes the past, which then in turn is like the butterfly effect. You
Changes the future.
kill a butterfly, it changes the whole future. So that's what happened. So it's the same Earth, just a different version of it. And basically, Barry's really the only one who's aware of it.
Interesting.
Raven, if you could touch on the Authority a little bit.
The Authority is a superhero ensemble, 7 heroes with very high concept superpowers. They're going to introduce Wildstorm. Do you know who that is,
Mm-hmm.
Kevin? And
Wild.
Jack Hawksmoor, who is physically bonded to cities, and he draws his strength from them.
I hear this is going to be DC's version of The Boys. It's going to be a little bit more on the raunch. I hear they're going to be incorporating some of the Eventually, they're going to incorporate some of the Wildstorm uh, comic book characters. And Kevin was telling me just before prep that
Agus Entertainment or something I can't remember. It was back in the 90s. It was started by Jim Lee, who of course now is the chief operating officer, COO, I believe, of DC Comics. So it was started by DC, and in the 90s it was bought out by DC, so it got incorporated. So Wildstorm was actually created outside of DC, but bought by DC.
all right, guys. So the next two franchises going to be Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Swamp Thing. Raven, can you tell us a little bit more about the comic side of this, like when this came out and such?
Supergirl has not been in an actual movie since 1984 with Helen Slater.
Mhm.
So it says that it's based on Tom King's award-winning comic series, and that Supergirl viewers are going to see a side of her they're not used to seeing. So she's going to be different.
Okay.
Of course, like I said, she hasn't been in anything since 1984. And Swamp Thing is based off of 1971 House of Secrets is when I guess he first appeared,
Mhm.
and it's going to investigate the dark origins of his story.
All right. Well, I did read a little of the Supergirl of Tomorrow. Basically, so we're getting Supergirl in the Flash movie. She should be in the Flash movie, the first Supergirl since the 70s. The Supergirl of Tomorrow, that storyline was basically Supergirl was, at a bar on another planet, and some girl was trying to escape imprisonment, and it ends up going on this wild ride with Crypto. Hopefully we get Crypto, because I want Crypto in the DC movies. And it starts with Supergirl on another planet wanting to take a break from being a hero, basically, but she ends up being a hero to a little girl, so from another planet. So that's the
cool.
premise. That's the premise
awesome.
of another movie.
From what I hear, what this is going to be, first of all, not to bring up Marvel again, but James Gunn is introducing and did introduce Cosmo into the Guardians, and he's going to be a more prominent figure in the next Guardians. So who knows? He may bring Crypto. I know he's got a cat and a dog he's always talking about on
Mhm.
his Twitter. So who knows about that? Yeah, I hear this is going to be basically where Superman came to Earth and was raised by a good, loving family, but Supergirl, for the first 14 years of her life, was on a piece of Krypton, and she saw her whole family, not even her family, but her whole kind, be destroyed. But when I'm assuming in the future, after that movie, when she comes to Earth, they're going to clash, and that's going to be
There's
possibly the
been
next one.
there's been several different Supergirl origin stories. There's that version. There's the version of she got off at the same time as Superman, but got thrown off track, and it took her several more years to get to Earth. So there's different versions of Supergirl's origin. It all depends on which one James Gunn wants to go with.
And also, you did bring up, not to stay on Supergirl, but you did bring up that she's going to be in The Flash. I
Mhm.
wonder if it's going to be the same actor that's going to be in the movie.
Never know after Flashpoint.
Swamp Thing. Raven, what do you have on Swamp Thing?
Swamp Thing, they're just going to investigate the origins of where he came from.
Oh, you did?
An origin story
Yeah,
story of
story.
Swamp Thing. I get it.
Yeah, because they didn't do that in the movies that they had done in the 80s with him, was
I
it?
don't remember, but yeah, that's the one I remember. I didn't see the one James Wan did recently, though. That was on HBO Max.
The one series, the one, it was only one
Oh,
season,
yeah.
and then they canceled it.
They canceled it after the first episode or something
Yeah,
like that.
but it was good. It was really
I
good.
heard that.
It was really good. I don't know why they didn't continue it, but anyway, moving on.
All right. The Creature Commandos, Wallard, Lantern, Paradise Lost, and Booster Gold. Raven, would you like to let us know about those?
Okay, so first we have Creature Commandos. Amanda Waller, who was the director of the Suicide Squad,
Mm-hmm.
forms another super team out of monstrous prisoners.
Yeah, I've seen some of the sketch work. Weasel's gonna be back. Looks like Frankenstein's gonna be in it. Frankenstein is a Superman villain. Uh, it, Dr. Phosphorus is gonna be in it, who's basically Felix talked about Marvel. He's basically Ghost Rider just without a jacket. It's pretty cool. It's really cool. I'm excited for this. I'm assuming most of this is going to be CGI characters.
It's going to be, yeah, this is going to be the first animation, I
Oh,
think.
this is the
And
animated one.
yeah, the animated one. And Rick Flag Sr. is going to be on it. So I'm assuming it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be like Suicide Squad esque, maybe?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Like a band of
I'm
misfits
looking
just
forward to
doing
seeing
their
that.
thing. I did hear, though, James Gunn did say that the voice actors for the characters in the animation, is if they ever bring them into film, it's going to be the same actors, which I
If they
like.
can, if they
Yeah, if
can,
they can.
yeah, if they can.
Okay, so Waller, it just said Team Peacemaker, and it's starring Viola Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hear she's going to be back, and it's going to be the bridge between the two peacemakers. I wasn't a fan of the first one, Kevin. What can you tell us about that?
Oh, I am a big fan of the first Peacemaker. Peacemaker is awesome. I think they're basically just going to expand on Waller's character and her involvement with Blackgate and the Suicide Squad. Oh, Suicide Squads, because there's not just one, there's a few.
And lanterns?
Okay, so Green Lantern Corps and Galaxy's foremost law enforcement agency since 1959, Hal Jordan and John Stewart are teaming up, and it's going to be an enormous TV
That's what's up.
event series based on the two unraveling a dark mystery.
Listen, this is exciting as hell. The Green Lanterns are one of the most popular Galaxy police in DC. That's basically what they are. They're the Galaxy Police.
Oh, I'm sorry. I I didn't know how this machine worked.
You not only have Green Lanterns, you got yellow, red lanterns, and each of them are based off of like a certain emotion. Green Lanterns are willpower. Yellow is fear. Red is rage. There's so many different ways that they can go, and there's all these different cores. And the Green Lanterns are the ones that protect the universe, and they're like the universal police. And you have Hal Jordan, who is the original Green Lantern for Earth, and he John Stewart is actually the one who takes his position. So I'm assuming there's going to be that transition period in this show, and it should be done a lot in space, but based on Earth because Earth is in their sector. So I'm excited for it.
From,
I'm pumped.
from what
That's
I
interesting.
hear, those two are going to be, it's going to be like a true detective esque where they're
Mm.
Hmm.
investigating something on Earth. And it's going to be in that really gritty style. I don't know if you've seen True Detective. I believe it's on HBO Max as well. But it's watch it. That's all I'm going to say. Is watch it. It's a really good show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now Paradise Lost, set in,
Themyscira.
thank you, focuses on the genesis and political intrigue of an island all of women.
Yes, this is Wonder Woman's where she grew up.
Yep.
Themyscira, her mom is the queen. I don't know if this story is set with her mom as the queen, or if this story is going to be
For,
the story of her becoming queen. But I'm all about this. It's an island of women. I'm all about
Excited
it.
for this one.
from what I hear, it's going to be Game of Thrones esque, which I
Mm-hmm.
just recently seen the whole series, and I think it's going to be even before Diana's born, or possibly see her as a child.
They
That's
they
cool.
said they weren't sure if she was going to actually be in it or not, if she was going to show up from maybe time to time or not.
I don't care if they are because this. I mean, it's gonna like Felix said, Game of Thrones style because that's what they are. They're all warriors. It's an island full of women, but every one of them are a warrior. So
Right.
I'm excited for it.
I could tell
I'm
you're
a,
excited about that.
I'm a huge fan of movies that give like the origins of how it started,
Mm-hmm.
and
And the
especially
origins
since
as well.
Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, down for it.
Okay, and then we have Booster Gold. This one sounds interesting to me. It's a time traveler who uses basic
Oh,
technology and consumer appliances from the future to make himself into a superhero in the present day.
is this the guy that's friends with Blue Beetle? I'm assuming.
He is. They are
I
best
don't know
friends.
why.
Blue and gold, baby. That's that. I can't wait for a Blue Beetle Booster Gold movie. But the Booster Gold, he's kind of like he's he was a janitor in a museum in the future, and he got the technology to come back in time, and he's always messing things up. He messes things up. He's like he's just a klutz. It basically he's a klutz, messes things up,
Does he have
but
any power at all, though? Like anything?
he does, and he has like a little robot guy with him. Usually, I can't remember the robot's name. It's driving me nuts. Been sitting here trying to think of it, but I can't.
It's like a little Cujo on the side.
Yes, yeah, basically. But he's a superhero, but he's a klutz, but the klutz kind of works out for him. You know, he's like a lucky klutz, if that makes any sense at all.
That kind
So
of reminds me of the Greatest American Hero.
Yes.
yeah, I believe this should be in the same vein as say Shazam, as far as the comedic value and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's what Booster Gold is. And dude, when they have Blue Beetle and Booster Gold together, I'm gonna freak
I was
out.
just gonna say, I think he made cameo in that, just since obviously they placed Blue Beetle after the Flash.
Hmm.
He's based in the Gunverse, so
Hmm.
hopefully he is in that because that sounds pretty exciting as well. So when James Gunn was talking about his new the Gunverse, he
Hmm.
did say they were going to keep the Elseworld story.
Hmm.
The first time I heard that, I mean, I know what it is, but Kevin, do you want to give us a
Elseworld,
definition?
Elseworld is basically like a story that's happening on a different Earth. All Earths are the same. They're just happening at a different frequency. That's why you're able to have, say, 89 Batman, and Flashpoint. You know, you're able to have all these universes happening at the same time. 77 Superman is happening at the same time as 89 Batman.
Okay.
All happening but they're happening on different Earths. There's infinite amounts of Earths, so they can have infinite amount of stories. The Gunverse is going to be happening on Earth
Earth Prime.
Prime, the original Earth.
So on the Elseworld Earth, we're gonna have the Joker 2, which the Joker
Yep.
1 is an Elseworld story.
Hmm.
We're gonna have
The Batman.
the Batman, which the Batman was also on another world. They weren't, in the same as far as we know. And Teen Titans, which is an
Teen
animated for the
Titans Go, yeah.
kids. Both of these, Harley Quinn being reintroduced in the Elseworld story, which I do think Margot Robbie is still going to be, because if the Peacemaker isn't going to be in the Gunverse, then Harley Quinn exists, Margot
Hmm.
Robbie. So they're going to have two different Harley Quinns, I'm assuming. Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn too. I can't wait for that.
Have you
I
seen the
love her as
pictures
that's
an
of
going to be
it
actress.
good.
though? Have you seen like the pictures of her as Harley Quinn?
No, I've seen the poster of it. I don't think I've seen other photos, but yeah, it kind of looks cool.
I
I'm
was
I'm
kind
not
of
gonna
iffy
lie.
to begin with.
I'm not gonna lie. I still haven't seen the first Joker. I need to watch it.
Dude, it's gritty. You're gonna want to take a shower after
I
you
I
watch it.
think the one
But I
thing
liked it.
I think the one thing that keeps me from watching it is I don't want to feel pity for the Joker. You know what I mean? and I've heard
You
that.
do. You do
Yeah.
give. They give him a little bit. Yeah, I see what you're
I
saying.
don't want to feel pity. The Joker to me is supposed to be a maniacal maniac killing,
But it
and I
shows
don't want to
why and how he becomes that.
exactly. But I don't want to. That's just it. I don't want to feel. I'm gonna watch it eventually. I'm gonna watch it. That's probably before 2 comes out. But I've been putting it off for a while. I need to watch it.
Who is
What
your
did you
favorite Joker?
Of all time, Heath Ledger.
Yeah, mine too.
Same here.
I love
Speaking
Jack
of
Nicholson,
which,
but Heath. Yep.
we're going to collide right now in a little bit when we get to the next segment. But Harley, what do you think of the first Joker, and what do you think of the new one coming out?
I didn't completely watch the first Joker all the way through.
Because of the grittiness of it?
Yes,
I get it.
because it's hard to picture Joker like that when he's always, every movie I've seen him in, he's psychotic, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't, it
He
changes
did.
my opinion of Joker, and that's not what I like. I like the psychotic
Yeah.
Joker.
When it first came out, I didn't want it to come out. That's the one villain I don't think needs an origin story. You know,
It's like
I
you
agree.
don't want to see an origin story. Not that he does. Like Michael Myers has an origin story, but you don't want to see it. You just want to see him as Michael Myers.
yeah,
Right.
There's
You
my
don't want to
horror
see,
side
Changes your
coming in.
opinion.
you don't want to
yeah,
see the 10-year-old kid with the big huge knife walking out all over it. Yeah.
Pretty
yeah.
much. What can you tell me about Teen Titans Go? We can't leave that hanging.
I got a
Uh,
dog named Teen Titans. Seriously, one of our dogs is named Teen Titan.
Then you
Um,
tell us a little bit about that. Then.
and he's the baby, and he's the coolest. He
Yeah,
shows.
I
Are
think
we
Teen
talking
Titans
about
Go,
Titans, the TV series, or the
Go,
movie?
the
Okay.
cartoon. Talking
'Cause
about
I
Teen
know
Titans Go, the cartoon, which is it's gonna be its own thing. It's gonna be
my
on its
kids
own
watch
world.
that all
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
But I know in the Titans TV series, one of the characters that's in Vampire Diaries is going to be in that as a villain.
Which, if we
Which
want to
one?
bring that up, we can also bring up the fact that the Titans and Doom Patrol got canceled
I
Yep,
by
know,
HBO.
and
yep.
Joseph just started on that show not that long ago. Joseph Morgan from the originals and Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, that's who I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, Joseph Morgan. Yep.
Yep.
And then I know that Mark Shepard is on Doom Patrol, I do believe, and he
Which
was on Supernatural. And
I know Kevin doesn't care for Doom Patrol much, but what do you think, Kevin, about the show?
I love Doom Patrol. I love Titans. I'm sad that they're going away, but I'm happy that they at least got, was it 4 or 5 seasons out of it?
Yeah,
So
they're going to be able to close out the seasons on the
yeah,
fourth season, so that's good. That it doesn't leave it open or anything for the fans that really like those shows.
I actually met Mark Shepard last year,
very cool.
and he is awesome. Mad Monster. Yeah, no.
Maybe we should make a segment where we talk about our con experiences.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Coming
There we
soon.
go. Bet.
All right, if you guys know me, you know my favorite movie of all time, my number one. Take my man card and do whatever you want with it. I don't care. Favorite movie of all time. Boom.
Titanic.
Titanic.
No.
It will be re-released
No.
in theater. Oh, I didn't see that,
No,
Kevin.
no.
It's going to be re-released in theaters in a week, next week. It's going to be in 4K and 3D. I'll send a picture from there because I will be there.
This is also this week in movies. We had Groundhog Day this week. They should have released Groundhog Day 2, but played the original movie.
It took me a second. They should have done that, dude. Totally.
Yep. He went there.
But speaking of this week in movies,
Bad Boys 4 is got the
Yes.
green light. Also,
I liked all the Bad Boys movies. I'm
Can I
going to
stick in
say
a
it.
couple of TV things in here?
Go ahead.
King of the Hill. King of the Hill is going to be back.
Yeah,
Now
it
it
is.
They're
says
bringing it back.
They're
With the
bringing
original
it back
cast.
on Hulu. Now
I
it
did
says
not know that.
yeah, it says the original cast, except of course we know that Tom Petty and Brittany Murphy are no longer with us. So
Yes.
what they're going to do for those, they haven't said yet. This is just kind of like an early announcement about it. And there's going to be
That
a Matlock reboot with Kathy Bates.
well, the King of the Hill. That makes me so excited. I want to go down to the corner store and get a Baja Blast.
This guy. What was I going to say? Oh, Matlock. I remember watching that with my mom. I'm not going to lie. I
My
remember
grandfather.
My
loving
grandpa too.
loving that show. I'm kind of excited for that. Will I watch it? I don't know, but I'm
I'll
excited
watch
for
it. I'll give it a try.
And something that I just found out too, which I thought I heard this back in the day, but I wasn't sure, that Dolly Parton was a silent producer on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Sarah Michelle Gellar just confirmed that. That's awesome.
Okay.
Interesting.
So Kelsey Grammer is going to be filming Frasier in Boston instead of Seattle. So
Okay.
I wonder
Boston
if he's
is
gonna be in the Cheers. Isn't that where Cheers was supposed to be?
yes,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
They haven't said for sure whether or not he's going to frequent the bar or anything, but they just announced that that's where it's going to be filming at, which is
If it's
pretty
gonna be in
cool.
Boston, you know that's gonna happen.
Maybe
Oh
I'm
he
yeah,
a
bought.
huge
it's
Fraser fan.
they
Maybe
got to
he
have
bought the
Norm
bar.
on there. If they're going to show the bar, they're going to have Norm on there.
Yeah, maybe he
Yeah.
bought the bar.
He's
Ooh,
still
that'd
there.
be cool.
No,
Mhm.
Okay, Felix, tell us about the Super Bowl commercials and what you think.
all right, Super Bowl commercials. Super Bowl is next week. We won't talk about Super Bowl itself, but since we're a movie type show, trailers. Which trailers are supposedly going to be shown in the Super Bowl?
Okay, so we've got okay. Those are the commercials. Okay, so they're going to have Scream 6. They're going to have Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. They're going to have Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. They're going to have The Flash, Fast X, and Ant-Man Quantumanium. They're going to be doing another thing for that. Now there's a rumor going around that they might show Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny and the Marvels. They haven't said for sure, and they haven't released all of the names of the trailers. So that's what we've got so far.
So far, what are you guys looking forward to? You know,
Yeah,
these
Harley.
trailers are always great.
Which one are you looking forward to?
Scream 6 or Dungeons and Dragons.
Those are some good ones.
Dungeons and Dragons, and I mean, because I'm an RPG girl, but Transformers.
Here it would be Dial of Destiny, Fast X, just to see what it's going to feel like. I hope it's not as bad as the last one, though.
Jason
All
Momoa is in it.
exactly. I like my boy Jason Momoa there, but I got to go Scream 6. My horror side is talking
I'm a,
right there. Got to go with Scream 6.
I love me some Ghostface.
That's what she said.
For me, it would have to be Transformers Primal and the Flash.
Oh, the Flash is a second for me, though. I want to
Yeah.
see what else they're going to show. I want to see Keaton
Yes,
in his Batman.
I
Not
did
just
too.
shadow from the back like the
Yeah.
last one, but I want to see Keaton.
I did too.
The best
right,
thing
so
he ever did was his college speech that he gave, and the last thing he said was, "I'm Batman."
I'm Batman. The Mod Squad is a representative of BAM. So in saying that, we're going to pick one franchise we'd like to cover a week. And this week, the franchise we fall on is Spawn. What can you guys tell me? What's your favorite Spawn comic? What do you know about Spawn? What do you think about Spawn?
I only know that Todd McFarlane.
I don't
That's
know
it.
much about Spawn.
Spawn is a hell demon, man. Spawn's a complicated character. He is a complicated character, but he's like a darker version. I would say he's a darker version of Batman?
Batman?
Just a demon.
Spawn.
Yeah, I get it.
If you know me, you know Todd McFarlane is my guy. You know, it's my favorite artist, pretty much my favorite everything. My horror collection is basically, I'm going to plug it. After this video, click on the eye that pops up just right now, and you can see my horror collections, all movie Maniacs, all from McFarlane.com. He's doing the DC characters now, which they just introduced today, I think. Was it today or
It was
yesterday?
today. It was today.
Today. Heath Ledger's Joker in figure form for the first time ever. I believe.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So
Nice.
I'm excited about that. McFarlane Toys, he does, you know, I just love his work no matter what he does. Spawn, I mean, come on. Even the first Spawn movie is kind of a guilty pleasure type. John Leguizamo in it, come on.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to this, whether it's the prop, the print, the pin, the autograph, who knows? I'm excited for it.
We don't know.
Todd McFarlane
But we
also
only have-
did he did the covers for Disturbed for their albums.
Oh,
And he also did that for my boy, Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace. All right, Harley.
what was you about to say about?
I was going to say they only have 12 days left to get their RAM boxes.
As of recording.
So for Raven and Felix and Kevin, I'm Harley. May the squad be with you.
See ya.